college student home just for a few
Okay.
weeks.
Yeah.
Right on. Wisconsin, I assume?
No, that's my brother.
Oh, I see. Right, that's both good schools.
It's a laundry thing, you know.
Alrighty. So as you may be aware, Congresswoman Gabbard is currently in her annual military training with the National Guard, but she did request that I give you guys a couple updates. Recently, it was the 52nd anniversary of the Voting Rights Act, and she publicly celebrated and called it a victory for men and women who fought tirelessly for the civil rights of those who face discrimination throughout our country. As we all know, this isn't an issue that kind of stops here. Fight must continue on. We must continue to strengthen voter protections and uphold the promise of our democracy. Representative Gabbard is a co-sponsor to H.R. 2840, Automatic Voter Registration Act. Also, Representative Gabbard and fellow lawmakers called on Secretary Perdue to ensure labeling standards for GMOs are consumer-friendly, fair, and transparent. Representative Gabbard is the original co-sponsor on H.R. 913, the Genetically Engineered Right to Know Act, and is a major opponent of the DARK Act. Also have a couple other, updates I can pass up. No, you split it up.
Are there any Republicans supporting the voter registration?
I'm not sure. I can check, but yeah.
So how long will she be in town? Will she be in here for the whole month
The
of
August
August?
recess, yeah.
Okay.
Is Tulsi coming to Molokai like she said?
At the moment, it doesn't seem likely, but yeah, we
But she
definitely.
was just there, not long
Right.
ago, yeah.
Well, yeah, earlier this year, yeah.
When do they go back?
I know the recess ends, I think September 9th, 5th,
So after the
somewhere around there, yeah.
Yeah.
I believe it's the week of Labor Day.
Jimmy, I know she's in training, but saber rattling is just getting louder and louder and louder on North Korea. Even since we just walked in here, I get a headline that North Korea is now threatening to attack Guam,
Okay.
given the president's most recent statements. Can you give us any sense of where her head is on that? And I mean, we've had the conversations about missile defense and but how do we de-escalate this saber rattling, and what is that? What does that look like for us?
Right, no, and I think and I guess I don't have specifics, and there's a couple things in the handout I gave, but as we've stated in the past and we kind of talked about, focusing on that diplomatic engagement, and ensuring that we do not get into that point of escalation,
Yeah, I think we're there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now he's threatening to attack Guam, because he can reach Guam. He may not be able to reach us yet, but he can reach Guam.
Are there any talks going on with China to do any economic sanctions on North Korea?
From our office?
Yes.
I'm not aware. I can definitely pass it on to the
China
press.
agree to impose them?
Does anybody else know, did China agree to those?
The sanctions?
Yeah.
They did.
They did, okay.
Russia and China did.
Tulsi's on the Foreign Relations Committee, right?
Foreign Affairs.
Foreign Affairs. Do they play any role in North Korea discussion? Is that something that's on their agenda?
It is. I don't have specifics, but it is definitely something that comes up in HVAC.
Yeah. It seems like we need saner voices in the discussion, and maybe the Foreign Affairs Committee, the House Foreign Affairs Committee, could, do more to stand up and be a saner voice in this whole dialogue, in this whole drama, let's say, because we need loud, strong voices from sane people.
Carl, you were recently out of the country, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is a flyer here. We've not talked about it before. I don't know where you were, but I've got to believe that Americans are being received differently out of the country right now.
Well, I was in Russia briefly.
You might have been received differently than I was meaning.
I almost bought a Putin T-shirt.
I don't think we would have let you come upstairs.
No. American sanctions are not working. The place we visited in Russia was as much of a booming town as any place I've ever seen.
Where exactly is it?
The very just north of Hokkaido.
Okay.
The very
Vladivostok.
no, not that far,
Not
but
far, okay.
it's the island that was
Sakhalin.
yeah, something like that. It's the island that went back and forth in the Japanese-Russian War.
Oh,
Yeah, Sakhalin Island.
Yeah,
Oh, it's great you're out there though.
yeah. But other than that, I was in Japan, which is
Oh, really? Nice.
yeah, not indicative. You're not going to be able to read what they're thinking.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I must say I went to Iran 2 years ago. I was on a 2-week trip within the entire. We spread ourselves around quite a bit, and you have to wear the headscarves and the long dresses and all that kind of stuff. But the thing that impressed me the most during that 2 weeks was how if the people that from Iran approached us, we were a group of 6 people, clearly not Iranians. If they approached us, the conversation went like this: "Welcome. Where are you from?" And then we would say America, and they would say, "Thank you for coming to our country. We need to get the story out that we're not the way we're portrayed in the media." And our response was, "We're not like that either, really." And so it was very enlightening to see that, of course, the everyday people, they want the same things we want. Security for their family, shelter, opportunities and things like that. And it was just a really, really refreshing view of something that is you can't tweak it out with all the news and the things that are presented and stuff like that. And then a lot of people, my friends said, "Well, that's just the people you ran into." I said, "You can't explain it that way. When you're going from Tehran to Yaz to Mashhad to all these different regions, it's not just one place." So it was really, it was totally fascinating.
Yeah, incredible kind of individual connection.
Yeah, and that's that's the lesson, people to people on a much smaller level. You can always find something in common, always. And I know nothing about diplomacy, but I so wish someone could get back there with places like North Korea, Iran, Syria, that kind of thing. And I don't know, that's a fairy tale, obviously, but encouraged.
That's the problem with North Korea, is there's so little of that. And we're dependent on now a CIA run by a political hack. It's going to, there's too few avenues for connection. And too little known about what they're thinking.
I'd like to say something, Jimmy, and that is we've just come from Senators Hirono and Schatz's office.
Yeah.
And Senator, apparently Hayabusa was there. I would very much appreciate a demonstration from Representative Gabbard that she values our civic engagement, and to have a personal meeting with her at some time in the future, because it's quite clear that the other people, our other representatives, value and have clearly articulated that, for example, in the case of healthcare, that is the reason that healthcare bill did not get passed.
That's actually, I think we discussed that last week, if I'm mistaken.
Discussed what?
Yeah, and
We said essentially that, in regards to healthcare.
No, but I'm asking you
Yeah.
to please pass the message on
Yes.
to Representative Gabbard
Absolutely.
that it would be extremely
3 of the 4
noticeable.
members of Congress have met with us
3 of us,
personally
that's correct,
repeatedly.
as a clear demonstration that they
Yeah.
appreciate the time and civic engagement that it takes every week to show up in these offices.
Yeah, I mean, we have like 3
Yeah.
examples. I mean, just because we have comparisons. And so we have Hanabusa every time that she's at recess, every
Exactly.
Tuesday she meets with our group. She's in there in person, and her staff has been very engaged. When we ask questions, they have answers. They don't need to go and say, "I'll get back to you on things."
Exactly.
They they are informed and they're engaged with us. And we've had, you know, Maisie has met with us on a webcast, she's met with us in person, Shots has met with us multiple times in person. And based on comparison, that's not what we get from this office. And we come every
We
single
did
week
have that
because we
video
want to
conference.
establish a relationship.
We have had one video conference, yes, but it
and
is
I mean, you know, we've had these meetings for I think 30 plus times, and
it was just 25 last week. Was
Oh,
kind of
25, okay.
So I don't think it jumped by 5.
yeah,
I
I
hear
said
ya.
25.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
and
jumped by 5.
again, as far as you know, at least with the healthcare bill, I agree that absolutely your engagement, the calls, the emails, the protests, as we discussed, that's valuable. You know, it is valuable to her.
We know it.
Yeah.
And we know that, Jimmy, and we're not looking for you to send that back to us. We get it.
Good.
I think the message we are trying to send in very clear terms is that we are having a dialogue with 3 of our 4 members of
Exactly.
Congress. We are not having a dialogue with
That's
the
right.
4th. And we are giving every opportunity to try to correct that. And I know you have lots of people on your calendars. I heard Kainoa last week. All these people want to meet with her. She's very busy. My guess is a lot of people want to meet with Shots, Hirono, and Hanabusa too. I don't think their schedules are any less busy. So, and I would argue that we have offered good data to them. It's not a one-way street. They had a very productive conversation today about the Israel issue. We had another one with Senator Hirono about some things she was not aware of, and she asked us to get back with her on it. We have engaged with Senator Schatz on a number of things. So it's not just a one-way street where they meet with us and tell us what they want us to hear. They're also asking for our input on stuff. We're not having that here.
That's right.
We appreciate you greatly, and we know that you put a lot of work into that handout every week, and we appreciate that. It is not diminishing that at all. It's just trying to convey to her in as plain language as we can that she is the standout, she is the holdout here for meeting with a group of constituents who come every week. That's not opinion, it's just fact. We may agree to disagree on that. She may say it's not a priority for her, and we will accept that.
And then we need to know that.
But I think lack of any further follow-up on it is our answer, and we'll act accordingly.
Exactly.
But we're gonna keep coming, we're gonna act accordingly. 3 of the 4 are taking a great interest in what we have to say, personally, not just through their staffs. Because we all know that as a staff person, your reach is only the reach of a staff person. We all know that. You know it, you know. And we appreciate Kainoa being here last week. That's great. It's just one very simple message.
I'll definitely pass that along.
Thank you.
And as usual, you know, what we do essentially here is pass along to both Kainoa as well as the Congresswoman, and she is updated on all the things that you guys are discussing. So at least you
We
guys
understand
know.
that, and we're not disputing that.
Yeah.
We know you're passing it along to her.
In the sense that she is aware, but
I understand
absolutely
that.
will convey your
But
thoughts.
you know as well as I do that when you have a personal meeting with someone, it's different than having their messages conveyed.
Even if it's short,
Yeah.
you know, we don't I don't think we necessarily need half an hour, 45 minutes of her
But
time.
but it is worth saying that every other member gives us that routinely.
It's true. It's true. But 5-10 minutes would be a lot better than nothing.
I'd like to
Thank
add,
you. I'll definitely point.
I'd like to add that one of the benefits of our meeting directly and having direct contact is that we say to them, what can we do to help you? What can we do? What's the best way of making our voices heard so that you have that backing? And we don't hear that from Tulsi. So we don't have an opportunity to even say, hey, we're here to help you as much as you're responsible to us. So it is a two-way street.
And a lot of what we want to do is encourage and thank our members of Congress for what they've done. And that's, you know, we were just giving Maisie a standing ovation. And
Twice.
yeah.
We gave
and-
Brian one too because we were already
we were already standing. And you know, part of what we want to be is the wind in her sails, and twice removed, that's a lot less effective.
And whether she intends it or not, and I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt that she doesn't, whether she intends it or not, the message we're getting is she really doesn't want to hear from us.
Exactly.
And I want to give her the benefit of the doubt that that's not the intent, but it's
She's
harder.
definitely hearing from you, though.
Okay, we're gonna go around in circles on this.
Sure.
I just
Three
want
of the four are hearing from us in a much different way. Do with that what you wanna do.
We just
That is
spent an
definitely
hour
fun.
with Congresswoman Hanabusa. She was willing to stay longer, but we said, don't know, an hour of your time, we appreciate it. You got a town hall meeting tonight, you're a very
We'll be
busy
there.
one. But I just want to, I watch Rachel Maddow every day. That's, put it on my schedule, if I can't be home at 3, I tape it and I watch it later on. She shows demonstrations all across the country against Republicans, with people standing outside with a picture of their representative and saying, where is our representative? Where is our notion? Well, Tulsi's a Democrat. We deserve better. There's no Republicans in this room that I know of. There may be. And if they wanted to come, they would be welcome. But you gotta show some respect. She has to show us some respect. It's not like she's dealing with a whole bunch of political novices who don't know how to react and pushed against the wall. A little meeting with us, I'm sure she's a sophisticated enough politician, and I don't mean that derogatory terms. She could more than handle whatever we would say within an hour or a half an hour or whatever it was. But it's the idea of just showing up and showing a little respect. That would be nice.
Exactly.
I'll pass that on.
I'm sure you're. Anything else we wanna cover, anything else you need to
No,
let us
really.
know? We're running late, I know everybody has parking meters and whatnot.
I need to go eat. I
And
haven't
I'm
eaten
hungry.
yet.
Yeah.
I
Me
want
too,
to try to go to
sister.
the town hall meeting tonight.
Yeah.
Hanabusa. I've never been to a town hall meeting.
Oh, it's 6 o'clock, I think it was?
Yeah, it's at Kaimuki High School.
6:30 at Kaimuki, yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna try to get it.
Thanks, Jimmy.
No.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Our handouts, I always read them.
I do, I appreciate it.
I'll admit that.
I had my coffee, that was it.
Oh, really?